Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays The Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing good, everyone's chilling. Going about their day nice and lovely. We're not going to be playing What's His Dumb Little Face. Instead, we're going to be playing literally anyone else. I hate Tainted Blue Baby. He sucks. So let's do an easy one. And while we're doing this easy one, my apologies, my cables are all messed up and whatnot. Okay, there we are. While we're doing this easy one, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little trade secret that's happening with Tony right now. That being, I can literally actively actively is the wrong word, but I can feel my wisdom teeth growing in that I can put my tongue all the way to kind of like the back of my cheek or whatever, the back of my mouth, and I can feel the wisdom tooth, and it's not like angled horribly, I think. I don't know. But one thing that is for sure is that the tooth is 100% like scratching up against my my cheek, bro. No cut or nothing, but that shit definitely hurts. Like, if I chew improperly, bro, I can just feel my growing tooth stab into my cheek, and it hurts like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So, in hopes that I don't have to get my wisdom tooth removed, but if I do end up having to, at some point, I decided, you know what, man, we're gonna record some super duper ultra niche levels of fucking Isaac videos, man. For the sole purpose of, I am scheduling these just to be uploaded whenever the time comes, you know what I mean? Whenever my day of reckoning comes, I will be fucking mentally prepared for the bullshit that I'm about to go through. And so I can have at least some Isaac videos to hold over the daily uploads at some point. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if this is gonna work. This is just a little thought I had, a little niche little idea. And who knows? With the way that I'm feeling, maybe I don't need to get a wisdom tooth removal. I probably will need to. Which is gonna fucking suck, because I've never heard anything good about getting your wisdom tooth removed. It's literally only ever been, oh yeah, it was awful. But, you know, I digress. I'm just gonna have to tank it or whatever, unironically, you know what I mean? I'm literally just gonna have to tank it. Because what the fuck else am I gonna do? But oh well, it is what it is, you feel me? I'm not super duper complaining. It's life, and there's not much you can really do about that aspect of it. Sometimes people are just born with a wisdom tooth, and sometimes you gotta get that shit taken out, you know? It's just, that's the way the cookie crumbles or whatever. Anyways, all that aside, here's to hoping I don't have to, or if I do, well, let's just hope I have managed to make a stockpile good enough for the for that. Anyways, besides that though, I have been low-key chilling, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Just besides the unfortunate side effects of being a growing boy and all, you know? I'm saying that like I'm like fucking a teenager or something, bro. Early 20s, by the way. Oh, mid. I'd say mid, right? What is that? 24? That's technically like not halfway. Halfway is 25, but that's still mid 20s, I would say, right? I don't know. I don't know how the decades, or like how the time goes in that aspect. You know what I mean? Like if someone says they're in their mid 30s, do you assume 40 or what? If someone says they're in their mid 30s, do you assume 34, or are you like, oh, he's like 36? You know what I mean? I assume I'm gonna be real with y'all. I assume here. Oh, perfect. It's branched into groups of 3. Your early 20s is 21, 22, 23. Your mid 20s, 24, 25, 26. Late 20s, 27, 28, 29. Easy money. I've cracked the code. And then it doesn't matter because once you turn 30, you're 30. You know what I mean? Or I guess technically, if you really wanted to get all obtuse about it or whatever, technically, I guess you would call 24 and 26 mid 20s. The reason I say that is because if someone tells you, "Oh, what age are you?" I'm in my mid 20s. No, they're gonna say I'm 25. You know what I mean? Same thing with 30, and like, same thing with the 10s. Is that they're not gonna say, "Oh, I'm low 20s for my age." No, brother, you're 20. You know, like you're not saying low 20s. Yeah, 20 is low 20. It's the number 20. That's low. But whatever. I digress. I'm just yapping about nonsense right now. But I mean, what else is new? Right here, watch this. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I'm not using expansion pack, bro. I'm about to kamikaze myself because Dead Sea Scroll activated on accident, you know what I mean? But yeah, what was I saying again? Yeah, it's just the qualms of growing up, man. I don't know. I never got these teeth removed when I was younger because, I mean, granted, when I was younger, I didn't need them removed. Now, I don't necessarily think I need them removed 100%. I don't know. A part of me is like coping and thinking like, oh, maybe I'll be fine. No, I probably do need to get them removed at some point, you know? That's kind of the way it always goes, isn't it? So, hoping it's gonna be, you know, something just easy. I go in, I go out, I just start popping the fucking pills they give me or whatever for like the next 3 days, and then I don't take anything more than a 7-day supply. 1, because I know that's the most insurance is gonna cover, and 2, because I do not want to deal with what's the word I'm thinking of? You know, I'm not saying I'm like a highly addictive person or whatever. Definitely not. I would say I am not like a person who gets addicted to stuff like that. What? Oh, it was a dice room. Oh, I'm stupid. I thought it said dice, so I thought it was gonna like D20 or something. No, it was a random dice room. That's unfortunate. We lost that one pill or whatever we had. Oh, it was a card. I don't even remember what the card was, honestly. The Emperor or something. Takio reference. Takio Masaki reference. But I don't think I'm an addictive person. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd be getting addicted to shit like, oh, I just love smoking crack, you know? Like, I'm not, no. I'm not that kind of person, but I am well aware that probably low-key everyone thinks they're not that kind of person. Then they're introduced to like, you know, the insane thing that is opioids, you know? Or opiates. There is an opioid crisis, I would dare say, happening in America, so. Same thing happened when I got my eye extorted and you know, demolished too, all that long ago. Is I also got, what's the word I'm thinking of? I also got some like Vicodin or whatever for that. Because, you know, the doctor was like, oh yeah, use this for the pain. And I was like, nah, I am well aware of how dangerous of a substance this is. So literally, I took the fucking Vicodin the first night, and then I just let the others fucking go. I let the others expire. Cause I am not fucking popping that shit, man. It's just as simple as, you know what I mean? Now, granted, I have also heard people describe having your wisdom tooth like thing describe it as like one of the worst pains that they've had. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that don't sound good. That, you know, that's not necessarily having me in a fine and dandy mood to get ready to go and get my wisdom teeth taken out. However, I'm also gonna be honest with you, I feel like most people who have said, oh yeah, it's the worst feeling I've ever had in my life, it's such a horrible pain, I would never wish that on anyone, have also never had their eye, you know, melt. So maybe I could just tank it, you know what I mean? I've already kind of gone through the shitter once before, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know, bro. In the end, I guess it will just be an update that I give y'all. I'll be like, hey guys, I'm fucking getting my wisdom tooth taken out. So you guys will be, you know, you guys will be visited by old Tony or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you guys will be visited by Tony from the past, and he's gonna just be yapping about literally anything. And until, you know, brother decides to get better and shit and whatnot. I hope I can, if I have my plan set up right, I can get that done. But granted, it all banks on, you know, I think it would just be nice in general just to have a solid, what's the word I'm thinking of? It would be nice in general to just have a solid backlog to some degree in case of emergency or whatnot, you know what I mean? And I think I know what I'm gonna do. Daily runs might be the savior. So if y'all ever see a daily run, you can tell and know immediately that's gonna be a backlog vid. Especially considering there's some achievements tied to daily runs. It gives me a reason to at least do them, you feel me? Oh, fuck you. Give me the bum. Okay, anyways, all that aside, you know. Here's what it is. My cheek still hurts, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Talking isn't horrible. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, it doesn't really hurt too much. It just kind of depends on what the deal is right now. Like, as of the moment, it's not necessarily like the worst thing ever. However, I can guarantee you, as soon as, like, this happened earlier, I decided, oh, you know, you guys ever had them little seaweed, what's it called? You guys ever had them little seaweed bundles or whatever from Costco? It's just like dried seaweed that's salted and, or not, I don't know if it's salted, with seasoning and whatnot. It's literally just little strips of seaweed, in my opinion. Really fucking good. However, I had myself some downstairs, so I was like, all right, let me go. I'm a little hungry for a little, you know, snack. Let me go get some of the seaweed. I start eating the seaweed, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, it was awful. I don't know if it was just the art of the act of mastication or whatever that started fucking my shit up, bro, but in trying to eat this seaweed, it started to hurt the fuck out of my cheek, bro. I felt like I was biting it the wrong way every single bite I took. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, it kind of made me just be like, nah, I just don't want to fucking consume this. So I literally like, Mom, do you want to finish the rest of this? I can't. And I asked her, like, you know, for dinner tomorrow, because she's already cooking dinner, I was like, oh, can you just make me some soup, please? And you know what? My mom, bless her heart, she said, I'll make you some right now. So at a certain point, I might be called off to go, you know, get my food or whatever. But just, man, dude, this fucking blows, dude. This fucking sucks. You know what I mean? And then it's not like seaweed's crunchy or whatever. I feel like I need to eat something or consume something that doesn't require me to chew 9,000 times because of the fact that that stupid, that's dumb, what's it called, wisdom tooth is just in the way, man. I don't know, bro. I hate the human body. It sucks. Who designed this shit, bro? You know what I mean? Tailbones that don't do anything. The appendix that was thought for a long time to not do anything, but I think has some use. I remember my friend telling me this at least, and I remember it because he was like, he mentioned something about the appendix, and I was like, it's like literally useless, bro. And he was like, no, hold on. They actually found out. Let me look this up. You know what? I'm always a knowledge seeker. You guys know that. I love looking for new things. Oh my god, dude. You know what sucks? Or, I don't know if you guys know about this. Discord added a new... what's it called? Discord added a new feature for Nitro users or whatever. Mainly just because I like to upload clips to my friend's Discord. And the fucking, what they did was, it's like, hey, by the way, if you have Nitro, there's this new feature, a beta feature, where you can make your own custom theme and just, you know, put in a hex code, and we'll have that hex code kind of be the background of your thing. I tried it with my personal favorite hex code, which is lavender, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, that shit looks kind of ass. Lavender is a really nice color on like the right background, but I feel like this background is not, it's not it, bro. Nah, I need to change this. I need to change this theme, bro. Make it a darker purple. That's way better. Okay. Anyways, I completely got sidetracked. Here it is. June 21st, 2024, from McGill University. Turns out your appendix may not be useless after all. When it's not threatening to burst and put your life in danger, your appendix may actually be doing something. A vestigial bomb. Your appendix, if you still have it, is most probably on the right side of your body, well below the belly button. In rare cases, people are born without it, or they're born with two, or it's on the left side of their body. Either way, you know, no increase in luck is guaranteed. Haha, oh, because he made a horseshoe joke that I skipped over. In humans, it can also be called the vermiform appendix, meaning that it is typically the shape of a worm. In adults, it's average length 9 centimeters. Yeah, okay, so what is it? It was thought to be a vestigial, a leftover, from when our primate ancestors ate leaves. It was a particularly cruel leftover because of its propensity to become inflamed and burst. In your lifetime, the chances of you developing appendicitis are between 6.7 and 8.6%. To do a crude conversion, somewhere between 1 in 10 and 1 in 20. Anyways. Based on converging observations, it has been hypothesized that our appendix may serve as a safe house for good bacteria. We have known for some time that bacteria exist in our gut and that they fulfill an important role. This gut microbiome is an important object of research, though commonly overhyped. The bacteria lining up our colon thus need to be there, but what happens when you get severe diarrhea? You lose a lot of them. How do you replenish them quickly? The idea is that the appendix, which is known to host bacteria, would serve as a backup. Following diarrhea, its bacterial content would recolonize the colon and bring the ill person back to normal. So yeah, crazy. I guess, you know, new tech discovered. The appendix does something. But besides that, besides the fact that maybe the appendix is hypothesized to be, you know, responsible for good gut microbes or whatever, still the body fucking, you know, sucks or whatever, bro. Wisdom teeth, once again, need I say, tailbone, literally no useless, like for what purpose? Why? Why is this a thing, bro? I was gonna say some shit, but like this might seep into like this weird eugenics virtual insanity territory, but like if possible, you know, I would not want my kid to have fucking wisdom teeth, bro. Because this shit sucks. You know what I mean? This shit is horrible. So if possible, like, oh, can you GMO your child to not have wisdom teeth? I'd be like, fuck yeah, bro, I'm gonna save him the problem. I'm gonna save him the struggle. Or save them the struggle. Who knows if my child, if I even have a child. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't even have kids. What am I thinking of? Tony doesn't even have kids, nor is expecting kids, and he's somehow being like, yeah, I'd like to genetically modify my child, please. No. But regardless, bro, it's annoying. It low-key sucks. We should all just put our brains in robots. And what is this room? This is not a real room in The Binding of Isaac. There's no way. Holy Jesus Christ, man, that was something fucking wicked. This way comes, brother. Oh, I really like this item too. Nah, lighter's so good, dude. Lighter is genuinely, I think, like one of the few top of the line Isaac trinkets of all time, bro. It's goddamn useful as hell. But yeah, I guess Tony, you know, yapping about the, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't even know. Oh, the faults of the human body, you know what I mean? The perfect vessel or whatever. Besides me yapping about some, you know, BS bullshit like that or whatever. I don't need to do that actually, so let's not take that. Let's take, yeah, we don't need the full card. At least I don't think we do. Instead of Tony yapping about whatnot aside, you know, let's just move on to bigger things, bigger and better prospects or whatever. Guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I am excited for Borderlands. I think I have made mention of this before, but me and my friends were talking a bit more about it. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I did not know. I didn't know it was I thought it was a regular judgment. That's why I popped it. Oh, I'm a moron, dude. You know, I've been in the talks of Borderlands 4 or whatever, bro, for a bit. But it's just, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I've just been a little excited, man. You know, Silksong actually comes out tomorrow. Holy jeez, or I guess today. The time this video's out, bro, Silksong comes out today, dog. September's got a whole bunch of new releases. Some of them I'm looking forward to. Others, I'm not. You know, if I'm gonna be real with you, in my side of the internet where I, you know, make baseless claims of no evidence regarding the release date of beloved Metroid Prime title, Metroid Prime 4, low-key people have started going insane and theorizing that the game will release sometime in September. Do I believe this? I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro. Probably not. I don't think it's gonna be releasing in September because they ain't said shit about it, bro. Now, maybe it will release in September, some sort of shadow drop or whatever, you know what I mean? But if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't really have too many high hopes if I'm gonna be real. You know, just because I'm gonna be honest, this might show my little bit of delusion, but I need it to come out before 2025 ends. However, I just don't, I think, who knows, maybe Nintendo would do this, but I think they would, at least with how much they have gone into showing it, considering it was one of the, I think, the last things during its initial, like, direct where they were like, hey guys, Metroid Prime 4 is real for the Switch 2. It was one of the last things they showed, wasn't it? So it has me thinking, like, they are well aware, you know what I mean? They're well aware that it is something people are excited for and people want to engage with and see through to the very end. However, it's not even worth it. Let's just fight this guy. However, all right, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the only downside I sort of see kind of parading that argument though is that, like, oh, Nintendo, you know, they saved it for the end of their presentation. So in my mind, in my naive mind, I'm thinking obviously they at least have some, what's the word I'm thinking of? They still got something with the game, you know what I mean? Because they wouldn't show it last. They'd like throw it in the middle of a fucking random direct or whatever if they wanted any news about it. But they had like a whole demo ready for the game at Gamescom, you know, they showed off so much cool shit. And I'll be real with you, I would think they would at least, for a game that they would want to be successful, I would think they would at least be like, hey guys, here's the release date. Granted, no release date given as of yet. If I remember correctly, I think there was a demo that people played, might have been the Gamescom one or something like that. And the main issue with said demo was pretty much just, I guess the huge is there is no release date at all. So like, what's good, Nintendo, you know what I mean? And I'll be real with you, I kind of understand. If you're playing a demo, you might want a release date just so you can know, like, hey, when does this game come out? If this is a demo, you know, my chance to play the game before its full release, I would like to know when's the full release. However, according to some, no release in sight. So I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't know, dog. I have faith that it will at least get a shorthand sort of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Announcement. You know what I mean? They'll be like, hey guys, we're doing a direct or something. Or it's like, hey guys, the release date for this game is gonna be, bam, 3 weeks from now, whatever. Kind of like how Silksong did it, you know what I mean? Kind of like how Silksong had their own deal where it was like, oh, here's a development in this game, and the game's coming out in 2 weeks, you know? Maybe they might do something similar. If I'm gonna be honest, I was more excited for Prime 4 than I was for Silksong. However, it's not news. It is not a secret that, or maybe to y'all, I don't know how much y'all know about me. I'm not exactly the world's hugest Hollow Knight fan. I have played a little bit of the game, but I'm gonna be real with you, it just, I don't know, I just wasn't really fucking with it like that, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the game is horrible or bad or anything. It just, I don't know, I just wasn't. It just, Silksong, not Silksong, Hollow Knight just kind of wasn't hitting me the way I thought it would, because people gas it up as one of the greatest Metroidvanias of all time. And that's kind of what got me thinking, that's what got my friend being like, Tony, maybe you don't like Metroidvanias, maybe you just like Metroid. And I'm gonna be honest with you, maybe. You know, I like Momodora and Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I have been trying, I haven't played it in a minute, but Bloodstain. And I'll be honest with y'all, those games seem cool. Those games seem like really fucking cool games to play. I don't know, it's just something about Hollow Knight that when I played it, I was like, man, I don't know, I'm not really vibing with it like that, bro. You feel me? Maybe it's the sort of Souls-like aspect it kind of has, but I don't know, man. Because I love Souls games, you know? I am a Souls game, like, fanatic. I played the demo for Liza P. Granted, I never played Liza P itself, but that's just, I don't even know why. I don't know, I just wasn't really interested. The demo was cool and I thought it was sick, But then the full game came out and I was kind of just like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll play it later. I'm a interesting critter, bro. Like, looking at myself from like a self-aware perspective, you know what I mean? It just kind of got me thinking, like, what's good with this guy, you know? What's going on with this guy? What's that Lalo clip or whatever? You guys know the one I'm talking about? Maybe you don't know the one I'm talking about and you think I'm probably stupid as hell. But regardless, it's just kind of like, I don't know, bro. You feel me? No need for us to go and do Hush, so why not? Or so why bother? I don't know, bro. You feel me? It's just okay. I wasn't expecting him to die right away. I was trying to low-key get some play out of him, and then my spider just domed the guy, man. Holy. No need for this money anyway, so might as well donate it all to the bum here. If he wants to, that is. Pay out. Thank you, sir. I don't know, bro. You feel me? I don't know, man. Maybe Hollow Knight just ain't my cup of tea. But besides Hollow Knight Silk Song and the schizo posting of Metroid Prime 4, I saw some other game, Borderlands 4, but I've already mentioned this. I'm hoping it's gonna be good. I don't know if it will be. I'm gonna be real. I don't necessarily have my full faith and dedication to Gearbox just because, I mean, I played Borderlands 3. I played Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Oh my god. Don't even get me started on that fucking game, dude. They made a full game about literally, in my opinion, literally their best DLC ever. And that was Borderlands 2's Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. They made a full game that was in that style, you know, a Bunkers and Badasses game. And they managed to fuck it up. How? I don't know. How do you manage to fuck up the most goated formula you had? You know what I mean? It's like a weird Battlefield Bad Company 2 situation where it's like they recognized that Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep was the DLC that was beloved by many, and many people say it is their best, but they thought, I don't know, maybe they thought the main reason people liked it was because of the characters, like, you know, Tiny Tina and them. And I'll be real with you, the characters do a good part. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, oh, the characters fucking suck. No, the characters are a good reason as to why people love Tiny Tina's, what's it called? Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep so much. However, another thing that is loved is the cool weapons that you can get, the areas, you know, the loot aspect of it, the story-wise, it's all comes together to be something that, in my opinion, is really freaking cool, and that is what's loved by many. However, I don't know why they decided to just switch it up or do this at all, but Tiny Tina's fucking Wonderlands decided, hey, what if instead of like a regular map, the areas, you know, the entire DLC is you going through different areas. Like you go through the magical forest or whatever, you go through the castle's dungeons, you go to the top of the castle to fight one of the final bosses, all this stuff, really cool. You know, a giant cave that's like houses like ancient, like dwarven technology and whatnot and shit. It's all really fucking cool. It's wicked, in my opinion, you know, it's sick. You manage to have all that, and then in the end you decide, let's not have that cool sense of exploration and different areas to go to, because that's not what the people wanted. What the people, matter of fact, what they wanted for real is, I don't know why they made this decision. It's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard in my life. But they wanted this game to be a weird, like, top-down during certain aspects. You're on a board. You get to go through and see all the shit in the map, and it's like, okay. Where did this top-down, like, I'm on a board come from? You know what I mean? We're like an actual kind of tabletop sort of thing, which I think could have been cool, but that's not what the people came there for. That's not why I came there for. What's the word I'm thinking of? Fact that any encounter that happened, like sometimes you get a random encounter and it would take you to this like arena style shootout with the enemies. There weren't like engagements that you had at each location. Your overworld where you went to new areas was this tabletop, so you never got to explore. You never got to feel the feeling of walking through all the way to the cave and beating like the giant golem in order to exit out at the end of the cave and proceed on to the castle. You know, that just doesn't exist, bro. It just isn't real. Why? Because instead it was changed to like, oh, the journey to the castle or whatever, the area between that cave and that castle, that like maybe little woodland section or whatever, doesn't exist. Its sole purpose is the overworld. It is the overworld part where you just kind of gotta walk through shit, bro. You just walk through a little tabletop board. And it's like, well, man, you low-key just like fucked up the vibe, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all had a good thing going and you decided to just fucking switch it up and make it kinda lame as hell. And that's what happened. And that's exactly what happened, in my opinion, is that it came out low-key lame as hell. I'm gonna be honest with you, alright? Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, it's one of my favorite DLC. It is like probably one of my favorite DLCs in video game history of all time. It is such an amazing DLC. It is my favorite Borderlands DLC ever created. It is so phenomenal, bro. And yet, I don't know what happened when Gearbox made a whole game whose like that sole purpose was like, hey guys, remember this DLC? Well, we made it into a full game. People were excited. People were like, man, this is about to be sick as fuck. And then it came out and it was ass. Every time you fought anything, it was just in this like dumb little arena, you know? Like you couldn't go out and explore the arena. No, it was just this one circular area that you fought enemies in, and then once you were fucking done, you were done, bro. You just moved on to the next location. It blows. It genuinely blows, dog. Because it's like they look at how they massacred my boy. You had so much aura, bro. Dare I start saying shit like aura and whatnot. The fucking DLC had so much aura, dog. It was beautiful. It was coded. And you decided to throw it all away for like, unironically, for what? You fucked with the formula, man, and it just, I don't know, bro. It just didn't come out the same. You changed the recipe, and it's crazy that who would have guessed the meal didn't come out tasting as good, bro? I'm gonna be honest. All right. You fucked with the recipe, and the meal didn't come out tasting as good. Why is that? We have the reason. Because you fucked with the recipe, bro. You had the recipe in your hands. You had it down. And you changed it. For what? For what? You know what I mean, man? I don't know, bro. Look, maybe overreaction. Tony, you're tripping. Tony, you're a loser. You're a dumb chud or whatever. I don't know. You feel me? I don't know, man. This could be a small overreaction, however, from what is one of my favorite DLCs of all time to, I'm gonna be honest, just kind of the straight mid, that it's worse than Borderlands 3, if you can believe it. I'm a firm, low-key Borderlands 3 hater. But Tiny Tina's Wonderland is worse than Borderlands 3, dog. In my mind, you got me thinking, how you fucked that up, you know? How you fucked that up, bro? That bad. How you make one of the greatest DLCs you have ever created and turn it into a bad game, dog. It saddens me, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If I'm being for real, I ain't even gonna hold you. It saddens me to see. It's just unfortunate, you know? I guess not much you could really do now. People can try and make mods to make Tiny Tina's Wonderlands better, but like, unless you can completely mod out that stupid overworld and completely change the way the game is to kind of be more like a regular Borderlands game where you go exploring around different locations and shit. Unless you can somehow manage to change that, which I don't think you can just modding. At that point, you gotta just make a whole new game. Then it's just... I cannot see Borderlands, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, or whatever, as good, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I just simply cannot see Tiny Tina's Wonderlands as a good game. Which hurts me to say, as someone... Oh no, I should have popped. I got greedy. God damn it. It just hurts me. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, I greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time reviewing this. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.